Well, hello and welcome to another Daily Dominion. It is Saturday, so we have a fully random kingdom from all of the expansions. I will hide myself and show you the kingdom over here. And we have some super strong terminal draw cards in Old Witch, Patrol, Pilgrim, and in this case even Charlatan because there is Way of the Chameleon here that allows us to swap plus cards for plus coin and vice versa. So we may play Charlatan as +3 cards, and then each other player gains a curse. So essentially, Charlatan in this kingdom is strictly better than Old Witch because you don't want your opponent to be able to trash their curses from their hand, and Charlatan gives you everything that Old Witch can do, but the clause that they can trash their curses. There's also Patrol as nice-ish draw if your deck is full of curses and victory cards. Pilgrim might allow you to set up your next turn a bit. And village-wise, to combine with that strong draw, we have In and Taskmaster. Taskmaster especially nice if there are nice fives to gain, and also if there's some sort of plus buy or other way of gaining those fives in the kingdom. That's always important. Like before you start setting up your Taskmaster chain to get fives, it's always very, very important to look at a way to also gain 8 cost cards in form of provinces while keeping those 5 cost cards. And one way to enable that here is tools that allows you to gain a copper of card you have or anyone has in play. And also looting might gain you loots that have plus buy on them. Hopefully, I think about a third of them have plus buy, so or even more. So hopefully we can get a few extra buys from that. But first off, yeah, we should aspire to build a deck with a few Taskmasters, a few Charlatans probably, and then Petrol might be our draw of choice apart from that. And yeah, with the tools we'll be able to gain more of them and then buy some looting and see, sorry, how we go from there. And also notably there is a defense against the cursing in Guardian. So it is essentially a copper, but it gives you the extra money on the next turn, and it allows you to not be affected by any attacks the opponent plays. This could be Charlatan, Old Witch, or Sword. Yeah, having you discard. And for thinning, we have Crucible, which is not the greatest copper and curse thinner, but at least it gives you money for thinning your estates. And I think that's it. That's the kingdom. The kingdom plot reflects that pretty much. Well, the thinning is on the weaker side, but the draw should be so strong that yeah, we should not be that affected that much by it. There's also guide for utility. We might pick up one of those in order to get further through our shuffles. And what else is there? Well, I would say, yeah, we are ready to start discussing strategy. So, yeah, I think I mentioned it before. Taskmaster combined with a few charlatans should be the way to go. Tools to gain more of the 5 costs, then pivot into looting. I think it's going to be a bit awkward with the cursing coming in, and thus we want to probably invest in a pair of guardians or so. But guardians also are non-5 costs, so they might be even pricier to pick up with Taskmaster. Note also that on turns where you won't be able to buy 5 costs early on, you can just cantrip the Taskmaster, +1 action, +1 card, and maybe draw on with Way of the Chameleon. And yeah, I don't know. An interesting kingdom for sure. Opening wise, I think going Crucible Silver or Crucible Taskmaster even is pretty alright. The Taskmaster essentially just being a cantrip at first and then later on it's a nice card to have in your deck, whereas silver, I mean, it allows you to hit 5, but it's not that, not super appealing. Could also be Crucible Guide, but for sure I'll pick up a Crucible on the 4-3. On the 3-4, one could even think about going Guardian and then Charlatan. But I think going for the thinning early on with the Crucible is a tad better. And then the Guardian, as I said, might just be a fancy copper in your deck for a bit, unless, well, AI does this sometimes, I think, going for the Guardian and then 5 cost opening. So maybe it does that. On the 5-2, I think going Charlatan Guardian is a completely fine opening. You take the Guardian over the shuffle and don't have to draw it, so that's good. Could also think about Crucible Guardian, I guess, but there, yeah, Charlatan plus 3 cards, your opponent gains a curse or has to buy a Guardian to defend is quite nice. And on a 2-5, well, you just skip your first turn and go for Charlatan, I believe, or just skip your first turn and go for Crucible, or you buy a Guardian and go for looting, but I think that's pretty bad. Um, yeah, I don't know. You might pick up, I didn't mention this, you might situationally pick up an in or two just to shuffle in some good cards. Let's see where the shuffles lead us. But yeah, for now we can just open Silver Crucible, and AI indeed does go for the Charlatan immediately. Let's hope we are not hit by a Charlatan here. Yeah, we are not. AI goes for another Guardian. So we have thinned out an estate, and I believe it's still instructive to go for Charlatan now over Guardian, even though that means we will probably eat a curse. Yeah, now, okay, AI just shuffled. Um, How much did it shuffle? It shuffled again here, so it's probably good if we pick up a Guardian here and buy our first Taskmaster. Put that Guardian in play. Now here we'll have way too much money, but we will draw the Crucible and we'll probably just buy another Guardian, I think. And AI is not protected there, that's also pretty good. I wonder whether we should just kill a copper here, because we will just buy a Guardian, I think. And that way we have the estate to trash later to the Crucible. We could also go for looting, I guess. But I think I really would like our deck to, for now, just have this Guardian sandwich, Guardian going each turn. And yeah, I think that's the best course of action. And we do see the Guardian here again. AI shuffles in Taskmaster and stuff. We should be able to set up our own Taskmaster stuff soon-ish, so yeah, we should be good. And AI might, because it doesn't have the tools, it might be stuck in a loop of problematic Taskmaster things. Although it did get that spell scroll, which might be which it might use to just gain a tools and gain more 5 costs that way. Let's pick up a second Charlatan, put this Guardian in play. And yeah, that's a great draw. We can just simply I mean, Chameleon this. We don't have any other action cards there. We do not find any of the 2 estates. Okay, but we do get to pick up another Guardian and probably, I don't know, we need to pick up a 5-cost card here. Could be an in actually. Just shuffle in the other Charlatan and make sure that we draw our deck next turn. In which case, how scared am I about having another curse in the deck? Like AI is very likely to draw its Charlatan, but it could double curse us with the spell scroll, so probably it's best to gain the Guardian of the Tools here, even though it's a third Guardian in our deck. Yeah, let's try to keep drawing by buying this in, shuffling in Charlatan and in, which we're guaranteed to draw. And OAI does not even play its Charlatan. Okay. Can actually lead with the Charlatan here. And so we have a bit more options and let's see what we can discard here. And we do not find the Crucible. Okay. Next turn we will have the Charlatan again, so that's great. I think we just pick up yet another Charlatan or another in. No, let's pick up another Charlatan by looting and be on with our turn. Yeah, we got the 5 cost in there. Shield is also amazing. I'm inclined to just play one Guardian, so we are more likely to find another one on the next turn. If our if our Charlatan didn't bottom deck. Okay. And AI does commit the mistake of being out of plus buy, okay, but it does buy looting again, and thus is just going for that. Yeah, we have to buy a 5 cost here, I think, and that can just be another in, and we have a really strong top of deck here, even though we do not have our Guardian in play, but yeah, it didn't matter there. We should pick up more Taskmaster now, just for the sake of having more non-in actions, but we are getting through the deck. We have that plus buy, we have those Guardians. I think we even top decked a Guardian here, and thus, yeah, we can probably be even a bit greedy, buy another tools, buy another Taskmaster, and not forget to buy a 5 cost card, which can probably be a Pilgrim or Patrol. I'm not sure we need the 4th Charlatan, although yeah, let's go for Patrol. Might allow us to set up the top of our deck, although what good does that do us? It probably just... Yeah, Patrol is also nice later. And here, since we have top deck the Guardian, we can put both of those in play. Let's hope we find our plus action now. AI puts another Guardian in play. Okay, we do not find our plus action, probably. Yeah, no luck there. But I guess we have 2 ins and a Charlatan down there. Yeah, I'm inclined to still draw on, just to make it less likely we dud next turn. We did not draw the other Charlatan, that's good. And yeah, I guess we can just leave this on top like that, that's fine. We did not find either the Crucible nor the tools, but we did find the plus buy. And thus we can probably just calmly put another Charlatan in and maybe go for a secondary Crucible to really hammer down a bit of a leaner deck. Note that I played Taskmaster as Way of the Chameleon this turn, but next turn it's not going to give us +1 card instead of the +1 coin, because Way of the Chameleon itself says only this turn you can change the instructions. So duration cards for the next turn are not affected. And yeah, do we go for more draw or do we go for more Crucible? Actually, I think we're in need for more village. Thinking about it, could also be a looting, I guess, but yeah, this is looking pretty alright. We're slowly building up our deck. It's a bit on the slow side, especially we since we need to keep buying those Guardians and keep those Taskmasters happy. But yeah, I think we are doing quite all right. Okay, we dud here. Oh, or we just cantrip this, and we'll only hit. Well, we'll hit 5 if we trash one of the guardians, or we find the patrol, which is much nicer, and we can keep going. And I think that's fine, although we might just want to think about leaving the rest of the stuff on top there. So that's, we have, yeah, that's a Charlatan for sure there, right? Yeah, we have 4 Charlatans at this point. Now, what about a 5th one or another patrol? Kill one of our coppers, gain yet another in maybe, or we can even be a bit greedy with another tools, and probably we buy looting again. Yeah, let's just keep the train rolling. Although no, we have another in there as well, so we have in and Charlatan on top there, so we can really just very, very calmly pick up another Taskmaster, and by we gained the patrol, so that's fine. By looting twice, I think. And slowly but surely we're building up the payload to really go all out. We have 3 Taskmasters in play now that we might need to keep happy, but yeah, everything should be good. And AI is also drawing its deck fine without any Crucible to trash out its bad cards, but it's also forced, oh, Hammer is a great loot to keep on buying those 5-cost cards without tools. And yeah, let's just draw through as far as we can. Discard 2 coppers here, probably even draw further. Do not find any Crucible, so maybe we should. No, we did find the Crucible. Okay, there it is. I didn't see it for a sec, but maybe we should. What do we have down there? We have Charlatan and Petrol there, so we should be good. Yeah, the loots we got last turn were M4, which is just plus buy, which is nice, and doubloons, which is not that nice. So yeah, what can we do there? I guess we just start scoring, and yeah, this looks like we will draw our deck each turn. Crucible also offers a nice threat, especially with loots, to just trash your loot for a lot of money and then, okay, or even just mill a province essentially. And we should be able to, yeah, close it out now. I think we're in a better position also payload wise than the AI with all of the draw, with the excess draw we could use for just having some extra money, although AI does also pose some threats, I suppose. Let's see where we go from here. Let's start with that. Um, play, I guess let's play the in next. Discarding 2 coppers, and we can play that. Keep drawing. The Crucible could kill something here. Is that already a win? How much money is this? This is 14. 2 buys. No, we can't. We don't have the 3rd buy for a 3rd province. Then actually, I don't know. What do we do here? Does AI have the power to go triple province and ruin our day? I believe it does. Like if it plays the patrol it has as a like the petrol it gained as a way of the chameleon, then it might just be able to, yeah, to screw us over. Um, yeah, somehow we are still not drawing our deck. What do we have down there? We have lots of charlatans, an in, Yeah, lots of good stuff there, so we can just, I guess, gain another Charlatan. And we probably want to kill not too expensive of stuff, just because, well, that doesn't make that much sense. Um, just because I believe it's best if we just go for. Actually, we could next turn this. Let's do it this turn. We just should go for triple duchy. We could go for province double duchy, but that loses to triple province. So I believe, yeah, this was a bit safer if AI manages to draw here. Yeah, with the patrol, it for sure allows AI to find the other patrols and go through. Although it seems to be running out of actions here. Okay, triple province was not really a threat apparently, but now it has left itself without any defense. So we can just power through our charlatans. Oh, me oh my. Now our excess in charlatans really ruin its day. And do we discard the bronze or a copper here? We could go. I think we have enough money even if we don't mill the province. I think that's fine. And boom, we're just destroying AI here. Of course, we put away those duchies, and also the petrol can pick up the province ultimately. And I believe we just chameleon this petrol to have a bit more money and pick up all of this stuff. Now, what do we kill? Probably the Crucible, that's no question. Last card, I guess, was the tools that we didn't draw. What else can we kill? I don't think it matters. We have 24 money anyways, right? And we get to, well, use our 3 buys. We almost have enough money for fourth province to, yeah, to power through. And wow, yeah, AI, excuse me, really got screwed there by its Zek in the end. And I think that's just the effect of not thinning. Even though we thinned, we only had 3 coppers left in the end. We had all of those draw cards. We did have quite the rough time drawing, it felt like. Like it took, yeah, it took a few turns to where we did not quite draw our deck and not quite find off all of our key cards to be all right. Whereas AI seemed to, even with just this deck of all of those patrols and a few Taskmasters and loads of Guardians, seemed to be able to draw as well. But maybe it set up the int stuff nicely. I didn't follow that all too much. And yeah, I don't know. Loot-wise, I think we had all right loots. Not the greatest loots. I think Shield is fine, but nothing you can count on. And with Guardian, it's just essentially a plus buy loot, which is great. Doubloons, of course, is not great if you're already having way too much excess money. M4 is a great loot, and Hammer also is a great loot here, just to be able to gain, like, I don't know, a few Taskmasters, some tools, some Crucibles, all along the way, while picking up those juicy 5-cost cards. Anyways, that wraps it up. I think this was an interesting game. Guardian for sure made it so that you could work around the cursing a bit. And yeah, don't pick up Old Witch here. Charlatan is just superior. Pick up a few inns, pick up a few Taskmasters, a few tools. Almost any card here was picked up and is viable. Maybe we should have picked up a guide, but also then there was inn to and then patrol to set up next turns. Yeah, I'm rambling. I'm taking way too much time. I'm sorry, and thus I should end this video. And yeah, with that, I'll say goodbye and catch you in the next one.